Welcome to the channel, Annie Collins here. Today we're going to create this lovely card for Rosie Studios. Today we're going to use the Hello It's Me collection. This collection comes in 6x6 and 12x12. I have the 6x6 pad. There is some coordinating cardstock as well, and I'm going to give you a quick thumb through. I've gone through this pad thoroughly, and that's the pattern paper we'll be using today. There's also some cut aparts in this collection right here. See this, and they all contain foil, so there's some lovely foil throughout this collection. We're going to be using the ephemera pack and the sentiment, the die cut sentiment pack. So here's the ephemera pack. It has a nice variety of items in here, lots of beautiful florals. We'll be using quite a bit of those, and we are also going to use, like I said, the sentiment pack. This here also has some foiled elements, so do the ephemera pack. So we're going to use the tag from in here. It has this beautiful floral, not floral, oh my goodness, foiled bird on it. And we're going to use the circle sentiment that reads from the heart, and it has as well some foiling. Just some great sentiments in here, which can be used for scrapbooking as well as card making, just so you know. So here's the pattern paper we chose. It has like that lattice look to it with some green, and I've already trimmed it down to fit on top of my panel here, and I've die cut a white panel with a scallop die from my stash. So here are the elements. Here's the bird. Also has like a little scallop bottom, which is really pretty. Can you see that bird? There you go. Oh, and the reinforcement to the tag is also foiled. And I have a floral cluster here, and I've already put some foam adhesive behind it. I have another floral here with the little leaf, and then there's a bigger floral that matches that blue one. And then I have some plain leaves that look similar to the leaves that are behind the little white daisy. And here's our sentiment, and again you can see that foil feature, and it reads from the heart. I have some floss, which is cream with, not cream, white with gold, and I'm going to bring in some Imagine Crafts Sheer Shimmer Spritz, Sheer Shimmer Craft Spray, I should say. That's the correct name of it, in gold. And here's my card base, which is from Rosie Studio, which is an A2 size card. Here's the leftover piece from my pattern paper. I'm going to use a strip of it on the inside to coordinate. I won't show that I'm screaming. I turned off my camera, forgot to just film it. Alright, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of splatter here with some gold splatter with this craft spray. I'm giving it a good shake because all the pigment goes towards the bottom. So I'm going to put them onto this little palette here. This is the palette tool to scrape through, my glazes through my stencil, but today it's just going to be my, spray palette. All right, so I'm going to set this to the side to dry, and then I'm going to work on my cluster of items. So I'm going to start with my tag. I'm going to go ahead and add the thread through it. So I'm going to fold it in half. It's about, I have it about 12 inches long, and I'm going to fold it in half, so now it's a 6-inch length, but it's nice and doubled. If I can get this to fold, it would be great. I'm going to pull it through my tag. I go through the back, then I loop the tails through, and that way I can now tie a bow on top. Swiping off there's a lot of splatter still on my desk. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in those little florals. Now this first cluster, the flowers are all together, and I'm just going to figure out, I want it about here. So I'm going to figure out where I want it. I don't want to cover my bird's beak or my bird, so I want to nestle it just around the bird. So I'm going to bring in some Barely Art glue, and I'm going to put a little bit of liquid adhesive just on those little tips of the flowers, and I'm going to nestle it, like I said, around the bird and the tag. Press it in place. Now the rest of this has foam adhesive, so it'll be raised. I'm going to tuck these leaves up here, so now that we have some green towards the top and some towards the side of it or towards the bottom. So it creates a nice diagonal for your eye to see, to catch. All right, so that's pretty much set. My panel's just about dry. I'm gonna wipe up my desk so I don't get any splatter on my card base. So there it is. It's nice and shimmery and dry. I'm hoping the camera picks that up for you. And now I'm going to adhere this onto my die cut panel. And it's just a simple scallop die cut. And I use the cardstock weighs about 80 pounds, and I'm placing that on the card base, just creating nice little layers. And I kept that nice and crisp and white towards the background, so your eye just draws towards all the colorful images. So, well, to the focal point, I should say. So now I'm going to press this in place, and now we can go ahead and remove the backing of all this adhesive that's back here. And this isn't a really thick foam adhesive, it's a low profile, so that we have some dimension but not a lot of bulk. All right, get that. I'm going to place this on here like so. I want it a little bit higher so that we can stick our we can place our sentiment on there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and tie my bow now that I have that here, and I know it won't move. And then I'll trim my tails once I get the bow to the size I want it. And with doubling it up, it gave me a nice double bow feel to that. All right, so now I'm going to create another little cluster with all of these pretty flowers. I'm going to put the blue one, the bigger one, down first. Then I'm going to just tuck the sentiment under a little white daisy, but on top of that blue flower. And then I have the tiny blue flower, which is on foam adhesive, and I'm going to pop it up, and it's going to go overlap the sentiment. So you're going to have some tucked under and some tucked and some on top. All right, so I'm going to trim off the tails of my sentiment, and you can call it done here, but I'm going to add a little more of my splatter here. I'm going to add a little more of that gold so I get some on the tag and some on the flower and the leaves. And then I'm going to bring in some gold, the tiny gems, to add to my flower centers and just a little here and there. So I'm going to grab those quickly. I'm going to try not to get the gems to click right under the camera, because then you can't see anything. The plastic seems to drive my camera cuckoos. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and place these in the center of all those little blue flowers on the top, and then on the center of our daisy, the two smaller blue flowers. And then I put two more right near the bird, so your eye gets drawn to that as well, because although the bird is foiled and it does catch your eye, sometimes it's not dimensional. So adding those dimensional things there, your eye gets drawn to it. So we're almost done, just adding the last few. And again, this is optional. If you're not into putting anything on your card, it's like gems or sequins or enamel dots, just leave it off. Just make your card your own. All right, so we're completely done now. So I'm going to go over again what we used in case you would like to use these. We're using the Hello It's Me ephemera pack, the die cut sentiments, and the 6x6 paper pad. Like I said, this comes in 6x6 and 12x12. I will have it linked for you in the description box below. Thank you for being here, and I hope you found some inspiration.